We go to a girl turning 4, and she's been experiencing some weird things that are happening, and she has the ability to turn her body into slime. And her name, her last name is Tempest, and her first name is Rose. No, not Rose. I'm just gonna call her Tempest for right now. But she's known as the blue-haired freak because she doesn't feel pain. She doesn't feel hot. She doesn't feel cold. And her size never changes. She's currently 10 now, and they're calling it the incident where 3 heroes were killed in action, and they're wondering what happened. The heroes were fighting a villain, and the villain had a hostage, and now only the hostage is alive. The 2 villains are dead. Well, gone, actually. And the 3 heroes are gone. Just vanished. They're low-ranking D-listers with very weak quirks, and the girl is out cold. So we go to a month later, and she finally wakes up. And the voice in her head finally says, "Oh, you're finally awake." And she goes, "Yeah? And what am I doing here?" And she looks around, and after smelling the disinfectant from the cleaning agents, and she looks like she is 5. And the person inside her head says, "Well, since I can only see through your eyes, I don't know. But I have been keeping track of what the sounds are and what the smells are. It sounds like you're in a hospital. Smells like you're in a hospital. Sounds like you're a detainee of the government because something happened." And the little girl asks, "What happened?" And the voice in her head goes, "You're going to have to ask the cops about that. Because I'm being barred from telling you." And she goes, "By who?" And and the voice in her head goes, "By the only one who can order me around. You." And she goes, "But what? Please, just tell me." And she goes, "I can't. Order is constantly updating. Don't tell, don't tell, don't tell." And she goes, "Okay then." So she sits up, and she's a little fatigued because she's been in a hospital bed for a month. You're always fatigued after a little bit in a hospital bed. And she just sits there, waiting. And just continues to sit there, waiting. And she finally puts it together. Because she last remembers Hero saying, "Stay calm, we'll get you out." It's the last thing she remembers. And then she thinks that her quirk activated. And she remembers the doctor saying her quirk is very dangerous, but also very strong. Her quirk, if released the wrong way, is gonna destroy the planet. if she releases it in the wrong way. And she accepts the full quirk. And she's like, I don't want to accept it. I don't want to accept it. And she's starting to shake because she's remembering what happened to her mother. She accidentally ate her mother. And she's reliving the entire scene. And she's starting to get a seizure. But not a normal seizure. A quirk seizure. Which makes your quirk activate. And makes it have a primordial mind of its own. And a doctor runs in and yells, "Get the hell in here! We have a quirk seizure! We need everybody, these hands on deck!" And one of the people with a quirk canceling quirk runs in saying, "No need, just leave this to me." And he activates his quirk and the quirk seizure just stops. And they go, "Thank you, Eraserhead. Why are you here?" And he goes, "Well, I'm here to actually check on this little one and see if she's okay, because we're missing 3 heroes and 2 villains in a hostage incident, and she's the only person left in the building. So it's either the heroes and the villains left and without their demands, or her quirk had a seizure and they're evaporated somehow." And the doctors go, "Okay, we need to increase the quirk cancelers on her." And he goes, "There's pretty much no need, and I can be here." And they go, "But if she wakes up again and she has another quirk seizure, you're going to have to turn her quirk off and she will pass out again." And he goes, True. Only on one arm." And they go, "Okay, we won't put it on both arms. We'll put on one arm and the neck." And he goes, "Fine." So they bring in the massive arm brace, strap it on her, and right when as they tighten it down, her arm goes squish. And they're freaking out, like, "What's going on? What's going on? Did we hurt her?" And they open it up, and they see that her quirk is holding herself together. So they go, "We can't put this on." And I was like, "But you're just about to." And they go, "Yeah, but it looks like her quirk is holding her together. So if we put it on, there's a chance she dies." And he goes, "Oh, okay, well then, just leave it to me if her quirk starts having a seizure again." And they go, "Okay." Later that day, like a few hours later, she wakes up and she sees a man standing over her that looks like a zombie. And she sees he has dry eye, and she holds out her hand and a little bubble comes to her palm, and she goes, "Use this on your eyes." And he goes, "Well, what is it?" And she goes, "It's a serum that is very helpful." And he goes, "Why should I trust you?" And she goes, "You got me in handcuffs. I could easily break out. You know that. I don't know what happened that day. I do know that my quirk is very dangerous, so I try to stay alone, stay isolated from the real world, because if they find out what I can do, they're going to just give me more reasons to accept my quirk." And he goes, What is the name of your quirk?" And she goes, "Right now, the name of my quirk is the weakest predator." And he goes, what would it turn into if you accept it?" She goes, "It would turn into Demon Lord of Gluttony." And his eyes widen, going, I understand why you don't want to accept your quirk. So how can I help?" And she goes, there's no helping me. I'm a lost cause. And he goes, no one's a lost cause yet. There's always a way to help. And she goes, yeah, I'm a lost cause. The more I go out into public, the more I want to accept my quirk and just be done with this mindset I have. And he goes, how about this? How about this? I got an idea. And she goes, if I accept my quirk, I become sadistic, cold-hearted, and I don't care what I do. And he goes, okay, how about you become a hero and you don't do that? And she goes, no. He goes, you're strong, and plus we need to keep an eye on you. And she goes, fine, I'll be a hero. He goes, good. In 6 years, you're going to UA. And she goes, fine. It's already bad that I killed my mom because of my quirk. And he hears this and goes, so you've been living alone? And she goes, yeah. The only one I have left is Ruby, that's currently in my head, yelling at me not to tell the details of my quirk. With Ruby in her head, shut up! Shut up! You're not supposed to reveal details. Your quirk is very strong. People will hate you for it. Don't you dare reveal the details. Back in the real world, he goes, okay, so what does the weakest predator let you do? And she goes, I'm a slime. And she turns into slime, and she turns into a little ball on the bed, and she says, crap. And she says, I can eat whatever the hell I want, and good stuff stays in my slime stomach, if you want to say that, and the bad stuff goes out. I do not need to eat. I do not need to breathe. I just exist. And he goes, that's a little overpowered. And she goes, yeah. He goes, how are you talking to me? And she goes, well, when I move the thin layer of slime on the outside of my body right this second, I can mimic voice. It took me a while to learn, but I learned it. And he goes, okay, so what else can you do? And she goes, everything I eat, I can mimic its abilities. And he goes, so you can mimic your mother's? And she goes, yeah. My mom's ability was called adaptation. And he goes, okay, what does that do? And she goes, anything that happens to my mother, anything. Like, she gets cut, her skin grows a little thicker. She gets hit, her bones grow a little denser and thicker, her skin. And she explains what adaptation can do completely. And he goes, wow, well, I can train you in your quirk. And she goes, no one can train me in my quirk. Only I can train me in my quirk. So, if you just see me walk off towards the forest, that's why. And he goes, I understand. How about this? And she goes, nope. I do not want to be adopted. Nope. He goes, but why? And she goes, you're just gonna make me turn cat-like and, oh God. And he goes, no. She goes, you're gonna ask if I could, and that if I was in your house as a child of yours, if I would be able to stay like a cat most of the time. And he goes, damn it. It's like she can read minds. And she goes, I can read minds. He goes, what the hell? And she goes, don't worry. It's a one-way link. It's only people I've been talking to for a while I can read their minds. understand exactly what they're thinking. He goes, oh, okay. So, are you willing to live with me at least? And she goes, sure. Because you already need to keep an eye on me. It's going to be hard for me to live in an apartment all the way across town from you. And he goes, true. I will also take you to UA once in a while. And she goes, nope. And he goes, yes. And she goes, no, I don't want to go to UA. And he goes, well, too bad. You got to go to UA once in a while. That's it. That's all it demands. And she goes, fine. So we skip a month, and the police are done questioning her, and she's under constant surveillance from people with quirk-canceling quirks. And one of them has a touch version. And she started to have a quirk seizure, and he touched her, and before her quirk could be deactivated so she calms down, she took some of his dead skin. Yeah, it's gonna get overpowered. Her name is Tempest. Yeah, her name's gonna be Tempest. She can control blue fire because she had a weak fire quirk, and now it's strong. There was a weak electricity quirk in that 5 people. Now it's blue electricity instead of yellow. She had a shapeshifting quirk. One of the villains had a shapeshifting quirk. Now she has that. One of the heroes had an armor quirk where he could grow armor on his skin. So now she has that. And the last one was breath. The villain had a breath one. So she now has paralysis breath and a poison breath. So I'm gonna end this one. I'm gonna finish it off in the morning. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please like my stuff. That's all I ask. If you're new, subscribe. That's literally all I ask. I'm tired. I'm gonna finish it up in the morning. Finish the backstory in the morning. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Talk to you later. Bye.